Persistence. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent won't. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius won't. Unrewarded genius is practically a cliché. Education won't. The world is full of educated fools. Persistence and determination alone are all powerful. Show that you don't have to be defeated by anything, that you can have peace of mind, improved health, and a never-ceasing flow of energy. If you attempt each and every day to achieve these things, the results will make themselves obvious to you. While it may sound like a magical notion, it is in you to create your own future. The greatest discovery of my generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Hello, hello. Okay, now I'm audible. Hi Shriram, hi Ding. Sorry, as I was saying, right, you will hear this specific speech about persistence a lot more. Honestly, if you don't know, right, there's a couple of things that are going on in my life too. Last night I could not sleep till like 3 or 4 in the morning because I was just so anxious. Then woke up at around 8 and started working because of remote job. So the only thing I want to say is like for anyone who is going through whatever in life, just stay, just keep showing up. Answer or the things you want to achieve or you were planning in life in at this moment, like you planned 10 years ago, you 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 hours ago, they don't work out, but just stay into the field. You will get a success, like as if you are playing cricket, right? First ball you missed, second ball you missed. Like this life, there is no wickets, there is no players, just boundary and life throwing balls at you, and you are just on the field. They will keep on throwing balls, opportunities. Sometimes, let's say, I was wondering by 26 I would have achieved like this much success. I would be like making a lot of money, right? Six figures, right? I would be in like a big fang type company. Thought that 5 years ago. Not there, but it's not because I could not. It's just I have to be more persistent. I have to keep going more often. I have to do more stuff. And that's basically like it happens, right? Ups and downs happens in everyone's life. So just keep going. And with this, right? You miss one ball, it's okay. Understand how the baller is throwing the ball, how the life is throwing opportunity, so you know how to hit it next time. Another ball is thrown for others. You on other side. That's why never compare yourself to others or think what others are thinking. For others, you might be failing, but at least you are understanding the game. Every single ball thrown at you is an opportunity either to make something big or learn. The missed ball is also opportunity. So that's what, even with my life, I'm just staying focused. I'm like, okay, I will show up even at 12. I will show up. I promise I will show up unless and until there's something health wise wrong with me. Is if it is just taking time, I will still show up. So for anyone who wants to achieve their dreams, show up. Whatever you want to do, keep going. Don't settle, just keep going. It will all be worth it. Hopefully, if anybody who's going through stuff like me, right, hopefully you get things done, like you achieve what you wanted to achieve. And with that being said, we are ready for some advanced or maybe basics, but some advanced softwares. Active Directory today, Active Directory basics. And also, one thing I want to share, I created this room called improving mental health, right, in my Discord. So if you want, because we a lot of people, we don't know each other, right, online, and it helps be when you just open up to other people. I like to open up. I just like to open up, right? Whether like I went for a walk, I went for swimming, felt good. So if you go through stuff, do that. Yeah, that's all. Hopefully you guys are having a great day and ready to start. I want to hear a yes, maybe, maybe not today. Just want to watch. Ready, steady, go. What's up? How are you guys feeling today though? How is everyone doing? Having a good day, enjoying, relaxing. Let's go, Shriram, let's do it. Okay, so Active Directory basics. So people who don't understand what Active Directory is, right, is basically a software, right? And I'm good. How are you? Oh, my day. It was tiring. But it was good. I'm just like, I'm happy. I'm up here now, and I have energy to go over this one. So I'm happy about that. And I'm just anxious, having some anxiety issues, but it's fine. With time, it will get fixed. And probably will go for some swimming tomorrow morning. So that'll be nice. But yes, thank you so much for asking. Right. And let me explain you what is a Active Directory. If I ever mention AD or anybody mentions AD a lot of time in cybersecurity, it means Active Directory. What is Active Directory or Active Directory server? Is basically a software to help manage users, endpoints. What is endpoint in this case? Endpoint is basically, let's say, your device, your phone, your computer, your laptop from your company, stuff like that, and even some groups, right? To help manage these things in the sense like, okay, of what a user should be allowed when they log in to a computer on the campus or in the company, or if you are talking about universities, have these two, right? Same, okay, if a person belongs to this group, administrator group, what all actions they should be able to perform, what all actions they should not be able to perform, all these things, creating a full directory, right? Active Directory, a directory with a bunch of extra features to help manage organization in terms of security. That's Active Directory. And why it is important, right? Why Active Directory is important? Because if you look, if you look at online, right, there are a couple versions of Active Directory. One is cloud, on-prem, but actual, just if we focus on all these versions combined, right, total organizations using Active Directory, 83,000 organizations started using Active Directory just in 2025. There might be even more, and it's very widely used. How much in top 100? 90% of the company in top 1,000 companies in the world. So 900 out of 1,000 use Active Directory, right? It's a very, very, very important one. And why it is so important? Because why, as a security professional, you should know, because hackers, majority of the hackers in the world are like, the criminal ones, or like the one who, like, in the terms of bad hackers I'm talking about. So bad hackers or black hat or bad ones, they're criminals, and criminals only care about one thing. They only care about one thing, because all of them are basically businessmen. They care about return on investment. So they will target a software that's more widely used than others. So they will target, let's say, operating system wise, they will love to target Windows more than, let's say, Kali, right? Very different. And that's the reason they will, the return on investment on Windows will be higher. And to hit Windows applications, Active Directory is a big one. So that's why it's important to learn Active Directory. I know the business sides. Hopefully, we all learn hacking side as well with this. Okay, let's start the Active Directory basics room. This room will introduce you. Okay, let me open this in a new tab though. So, this room will introduce you to the basic concepts and functionality provided by the Active Directory. Microsoft's Active Directory is the backbone of the corporate world. Backbone. It simplifies the management of devices and users within a corporate environment. In this room, we will take a deep dive into essential components of Active Directory. Room objectives. In this room, you will learn about Active Directory and will become familiar with the following topics. What is Active Directory? Active Directory domain, ADD, short. What components go in Active Directory domain, forest and domain trust, and much more. Room prerequisites. You need to know Windows Fundamentals module, which are like basically the basics of Windows. We covered these three ones, and you guys can see it on YouTube. Click on continue learning. Let's do it. Okay, so Windows domain. Picture yourself administrating a small business network with only 5 computers and 5 employees. In such a tiny network, you probably be able to configure each computer separately without a problem. So every single computer you can configure, okay, this computer should have these many like softwares like antivirus or these browsers, blah blah blah. You can program it. 5 people, not hard, can be done in a day. You will manually log into each computer, create users for whoever will use it, right? For example, a developer will use it, CEO will use it, accountant will use it, and make specific configuration for each employee's accounts. If a user's computer stops working, you will probably go to their place and fix the computer on site. While this sounds like a very relaxed lifestyle, let's suppose your business suddenly grows, now has 157 computers and 320 different users located across 4 different office spaces. So in a country, you might have 4 different office spaces, right, Guru? Would you still be able to manage each computer as a separate entity, manually configure policies for each of the users across the network, and provide on-site support for each one? The answer is no, you can't, right? You can't go to every single one. If somebody have issue, you're not going from one province to another, one state to another. You can't. Stupid. To overcome these limitations, we can use a Windows domain. Simply put, a Windows domain is a group of users and computers under administration of a given business. So that's what I was mentioning about users, endpoints, and groups. So let's say if we have 3 buildings, one, okay, 2 and 3. So let's say I drew this, and you will see why important to look at the colors. So let's say there is one computer here, one computer here. This red dot can be a computer or a user, right? Let's say imagine this is a bigger office that will have, let's say, these many. This is a smaller, just 2. So let's say these are all the developers. Red is belonging to either a computer or a user who is a developer, right? And let's say these green ones related to money would be accountant. 1 here, 2 here, and none here, let's say. So what Active Directory or Windows domain will do, it will connect all these, and all these computers or users, all these under the, let's say, developer group, and all the softwares I want to be installed in these, or all the users which software they should be allowed to use. If I put them under this developer domain, they all will have access to the same things. They all will be configured accordingly in one particular way based on the policies I have set up. The main idea behind a domain is to centralize the administration of common components like computers, right, of a Windows computer network in a single repository called Active Directory. The server that runs the Active Directory services is known as the domain controller. So your Active Directory services, the Active Directory server is called domain controller. Now, if we go back, right, Windows domain is a group of users or computers. So the red dots, we can manage them using Windows domain. We can put them in the same group, right, and use Active Directory, the software, to manage it. So here we have example domain tryhackme.com, file server, database server, workstation laptops and computers, desktop, and domain controller, which is your Active Directory domain, and domain is tryhackme.com. Hopefully that makes sense, right? You are able to get it. And if you want, I can explain again, just let me know, right? The main advantages of having a configured Windows domain are centralized identity management. So all users across the network can be configured from Active Directory with minimum effort. So I can just create, instead of going to every single one of them, I can create policies for every single one of them, like a configuration file. Oh, my writing is good today. So I can have a configuration file that will be applied to all these red dots. In one click, I can apply all these things. And as a DevOps engineer, as a security engineer, you want to write scripts and configuration files so you don't make mistakes. Because if I'm setting it up by myself with clicking, setting up by myself for everything from my computer, I can make mistakes. I can forget certain ports that are open, certain security groups, IP addresses, stuff like that, or certain softwares, right? But with configuration file, I have set it up properly once and I can keep on copy pasting it everywhere else. So centralized identity management, all users on the network can be configured from Active Directory with minimum effort. Managing security policies. Yo, Idor, what's up? Nice to see you. So Shriram asked a question. What's that? Okay. Is this like developers of a certain company all over the world are connected by this Active Directory? Yes. So for a particular company, so all these three offices, right, we were talking about in this example here. So your business suddenly grew, now has 157 computers. So yes, my company, let's say example would be google.com. Let's say I am Google, right? We all grew. So I need more developers. What I will get, I have these many developers from my company. All are my company. This will be, let's say, a Delhi office in India. This could be in, let's say, New York. This could be in Russia. No matter where they are, I can control them because they will all be connected to one server, and I can able to connect and configure all these computers. Does that make sense? Hopefully it's all developers for a certain company. Yeah, so all developers for a certain company. Yes. And this happens like if you go to a university, right? Because that's what a lot of people might have seen. When you go to a university, let's say I went to Oxford, easy name to know. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so if that's clear, yeah. So in Oxford, there could be so many other computers in different campuses, right? Because they have different buildings. All will work under one oxford.com domain controller. Okay. Managing security policies. You can configure security policies directly from Active Directory and apply them to users and computers across the network as needed. So basically with the Active Directory, I created this configuration file I was talking about. This can be policies as well. What is a policy? Policy, there are various different types of policies given what is the context, right? Policy could be, hey, if you ever want to log in, you need your username and password, but you also need a one-time OTP, right? You might know OTP, one-time password, one-time code, which comes either on your authenticator app or on your SMS on your phone. So those are the policies. As a user, every user have to set up their OTP. I can set up this is a policy, right? Another policy could be all the users have to be within a certain IP range. What it could be, the IP range could be, okay, all the IP addresses should be within inside the university, within inside like the IP addresses given to that particular office, right? Or within India or Canada, because every single one of them, all these are given, they are all like already set, preset, so I can put those policies in place. So security policies, I can configure it for users and computers across the network, across all the computers, because this blue, all these things, you see these blue ones, this thing, these are the things that are connected. This guy, oh my bad, this guy, these three offices form a network. So that's what they are saying. A real world example, if this sounds a bit confusing, chances are that you have already interacted with a Windows domain at some point in your school, university, or work. In school, universities networks, or school/university networks, you will often be provided with a username and password that you can use on any of the computers available on campus. Your credentials are valid for all machines because whenever you input them on a machine, it will forward the authentication process back to the Active Directory where your credentials will be checked. So let's say if there are like, again, if we quickly draw, if there are like so many big universities like Harvard and all those have so many computers, you don't go to all of them. There are so many campuses, some of them are big, small, right? You can log into any of these campuses, a computer on these campuses, and because all of them are connected with Active Directory, you can log into any of them and you will have those configurations already set up. Basically, that's what they're saying. Thanks to Active Directory, your credentials don't need to exist in each machine and are available throughout the network. So basically, I want to access any of the computers here. Let's say red dot being a computer, I want to access any of the computers here. I put in my username, right, and password. What all they do, they all will ask Active Directory server or domain controller, DC, that hey, is this user password right? Just like when you are looking into your Google account, like Gmail, it doesn't have to be present on your account, right? All the Gmails, all your emails goes to the server. Same idea. Like Gmail is the same idea, or Facebook, same idea. Active Directory is also the component that allows your university or school to restrict you from accessing the control panel on your school university machines. So you can't change like certain softwares, you can't change policies or things inside them. Policies will usually be deployed throughout the network so that you don't have administrative permissions over those computers. So you can't mine Bitcoin on them. You can't download just any software and start mining Bitcoin or do whatever you like. Welcome to Try Hack Me Incorporated. During this task, we will assume the role of new IT admin at Try Hack Me THM Incorporated, just a company we are given. As our first task, we have been asked to view the current domain THM local and do some additional configurations. You will have administrative privileges or credentials over a pre-configured domain controller. So our Active Directory controller is already pre-configured. We have admin privileges there to do the task. So we will be given the task. So here we can start administrator password machine IP. Error occurs. Okay, what happened? Okay, now it should be opening. And so this is AD basic v1. I'll open in a different window because I don't like it. Okay. Note, when connecting via RDP, remote desktop protocol, this is one you use It's available on every single Windows if you do RDP. So you can connect directly. I am happy with browser access, so I won't use it. Use THM administrator as the username to specify you want to log in using the user administrator on the THM domain. So first is the domain, then the user. And this is, I think, very standard, because when I used to do at my university, it was the university name and my username. Since we will be connecting to the target machine via RDP, this is also a good time to start the attack box, unless you have you are using your own machine. So you can do that. I will use this box itself because I think it would be easy for everyone to do it. Okay, it's connecting. Okay. In a Windows domain, credentials are stored in centralized repository called. What would be the answer here, lads? What is the centralized repository? The server is the server in charge of running the Active Directory services is called what? Two answers I would love, and it's good to go through do these answers, because if you are wrong, great, you caught it at the young age, right? And if you're right, amazing, you just revised. And I'm just going to copy these things in my OBS so I know. Yes, Shriram, perfect. The first answer is Active Directory. What about the second one, boss? Thank you so much for answering too. Lads, everybody else has to do it as well. And I'm going to form my notes as we go through, so it's easy for me to make them later on more concrete. So first one is Active Directory. What about the second one? Active Directory services run on which server? What is the other name of Active Directory server? I would love to hear. Okay, and we have this guy here. Yes, sir. DC domain controller. Thank you. Thanks, Idor. Controller. Okay. Awesome. So now task 3, Active Directory, the meat. That's not the right word to use. The main bread. Okay. The core of any Windows domain is the Active Directory domain service. Core of any Windows domain. Okay. This service acts as a catalog that holds the information of all the objects that exist on your network. So object, what is the meaning of object? If I'm not wrong, it is anything, like it can be either a user, a group, or any of the endpoints, like your computer, phone, everything. Amongst the many objects supported by Active Directory, we have users, groups, machines, printers, shares, and many others. I don't know what shares might be. Let's look at some of them. Okay. So important thing to note. Okay. I'll just put this here. Then I can start sharing these notes again after my stream, so it's easy for people to have a look. So let's look at some of them. Users. Users are one of the most common object types in Active Directory. Okay, I have to get back to try hack. Yeah, that'll be nice. We got you again, I guess. Okay. Users are one of the objects known as security principals, meaning that they can be authenticated by the domain and can be assigned privileges over resources like files or printers. So resources can be either softwares, files. Okay, which file? As a user, as a, let's say, accountant, I should only have access to what's is called the financial, the bills and everything, but I should not have access to, let's say, the code as a accountant. But as a developer, I should not have it, right? As a developer, I should not have access to bills and stuff, but I should have access to all the code and stuff. And even in developers, let's say I'm a DevOps engineer, I should have access to even more, like GitHub pipelines and stuff like that. So those are important things to know. And remember, security principal user is equal to security principal. Let's write it down. And we get user. Another word for them, security principles. I love the font here though. Okay. And resources could be softwares, printers, computers. Like as a user, you should not be able to have access to the CEO's computer, right? Simple. What's that? As a hacker, I need access to all the stuff. Yeah, that's true. Ghost, what's up? So basically the one who sets this up has control over everything. Yes, yes. Kind of, yes. I will say, yeah. I think so. Like whoever sets up all the Active Directory configuration, they can set up whatever they want, right? So yeah, that's a good question. So would you say that a security principal, basically a user, is an object that can act upon resources in the network? Yes. You could say users can be used to represent two types of entities: people and services. So users will, users will generally represent persons in your organization that need to access the network, like employees. So when we say network, is basically the computers, the endpoints, and softwares on them, files on them, stuff like that. Services, you can also define users to be used by services like IIS. This is, if you don't know, this is the web server, like HTTP server by Apache or Nginx by Windows. This is a Windows one. And or Microsoft SQL. Every single service requires a user to run, but service users are different from regular users, as they will only have privileged needed to run their specific service. What this means is security principles. Okay, I should do this way. One second, I'll make it better. So security principles can represent two things: ISI, ghost, holy, IIS, not ISI. Okay, so security principles can be two things: users, like humans like us, like whoever is part of the organization, or services, which in simple words, in my opinion, I like to use is software. A software is basically providing you a service, a database service, database management service, and stuff like that, right? So security principle can represent either users or real humans, or services or softwares, basically. Yo, Rabbit, what's up? Yo, Ido took your spot as top fan today. His messages are way... I don't know why Shriram messages are not like number one though. It's interesting. I need to look into this. Okay, well, let's go. So today we are doing Active Directory. You must be very happy. So next time you probably have to help me less with this. I broke my Kali today while installing drivers. Just fixed it. Oh, damn, bro. Hopefully you wait. Like you have your OSCP coming though. Hopefully, yeah, it's works smooth later on. Dude, that's rough. Damn, RIP. Oh, you have it tomorrow. Yo, everybody, say all the best to our beloved Rabbit, please. Yeah, no wonder, man. Holy. Everybody, say all the best to Rabbit, please. I'll say unfair. Can I do it? Yo, all the best, mate. All the best. Also, yeah, that's good. 100%. All the best. May the CH community with you. I love that. Holy, that's fun. Yes, sir. Yeah, and hopefully we are able to like hear from you how the OSCP goes maybe next week. Is bare metal Kali. Oh, okay. Wow. Damn, bro. Hopefully things go well, right? All the best, brother. Do remember to have curd and sugar. Don't forget that before the exam. Alrighty. Okay, let's get back. So machines, right? We have machine. First, we talked about users as one of the objects. Second object is machines. Machines are another type of object within Active Directory for every computer that joins Active Directory domain. A machine object will be created. Machines are also considered security principles, so same as above, and are assigned an account just as any regular user. This account has somewhat limited rights within the domain itself. Okay, so we have another security principle object named machine. Holy, that's writing is horrible. One sec, lads. I'll make it look beautiful at least. Good part is with Obsidian, I saw this plugin and probably going to make these things copy paste in that. So whoever looks at the stuff. Okay, going back, where was it? Here. Okay, so the machine account, assigned to account, regular account, somewhat limited rights. Yeah, the machine accounts themselves are local administrator on the assigned computer. So machine account is part of. There will be machine account on every single domain, every single endpoint, and those are also the local admin. What does that mean? If local admin, we can get access to various softwares if we get access to this particular account. They are generally not supposed to be accessed by anyone except the computer itself. But as with any other account, if you have the password, you can use it to log in. An interesting thing I will tell you, one of the podcasts on Darknet Diaries, a guy remembered it was the same password being used for all the machines, and even years after he was able to access them and do whatever he wanted with these machines. Note, machine account passwords are automatically rotated out and are generally comprised of 120 random characters. So that's good to know. We have 120 random characters, so we can start hitting them. Might take years, but whatever. Identifying machine accounts is relatively easy. They follow a specific naming scheme. The machine account name in the computer's name followed by a $sign. For example, a machine named DC01, so domain controller 01, will have a machine account called DC01 and the $sign. So this is a very good thing. Let me copy this. I'll become better with notes for sure. Okay, and security groups. If you are familiar with Windows, you probably know that you can define user groups to assign access rights to files or other resources to entire groups instead of single users. So I can create a group called developers. All the developers of my company will be part of that group, and I can assign them all the resources to that group, and then it will go inherited by all those users. So that means if I'm able to change certain groups, I can put myself in administrator from a simple user. This follows for better manageability. This allows for better manageability, as you can add users to an existing group and they will automatically inherit all the group privileges. Security groups are also considered security principles and therefore can have privileges over resources on the network. So security principles and therefore can have privileges over the network. Okay, sorry. So based on which security group you are, there are also security principles, and you can get privileged access over certain resources. Groups can have both users and machines. So developer group can have machines which will have certain softwares and access, If needed, groups can include other groups as well. So if we can have like a developer group, and in that developer group, or even let's say let's make a drawing, a proper drawing. So if we can have a group called, let's say, developer. In the developer should have access to VS Code, coding, and certain other things. But also in the developer, we can have different groups, which would include, let's say, DevOps. Might also include, let's say, backend engineer. So DevOps, and then we have front-end engineer, FE. So front-end engineers usually don't need access to like softwares which is about databases. They need a connection to it, but don't need access to like able to perform queries. So they might not need access to MS SQL. Not needed. But back-end engineers would. Same with DevOps, they might not, depending, but they would need access to pipelines to run pipelines and policies. These two won't. So that's how they are saying. So I can, and then I can have people under this, like myself, CH. For backend, I can have Rabbit here. Front-end engineers, I can have Shriram and also Idor. So that's how I can play. Okay. Several groups are created by default in a domain that can be used to grant specific privileges to a user. As an example, here are some of the most important groups in the domain. So interesting thing, there are certain, like with these domains, right? Or these groups, I'm setting up certain like permissions here. I'm setting up these permissions. There are certain predefined ones which I don't have to set up permissions, because Microsoft is like, hey, these are, you didn't hire me. Oh, Ghost. Okay, you will come with me, Ghost. You will come with me. You're my man, Ghost. Happy? People who are wondering, Ghost is on Twitch, not YouTube. So hopefully you're happy, mate. But yes, as I was saying, if you even go to like, you might have used this in Google, right? If you are using Google Docs, right, you might have seen commenter, editor, and viewer role. If you are using what's it called, hi Ghost, from come to YouTube. Ghost, they're asking you to come to YouTube, mate. But yes, as I was saying, on Google Docs, you might have seen these commenter, editor, viewer. Similarly, these are all predefined. So similarly, on cloud or Active Directory, you will have these ones in which people are talking about, okay, certain backup operators, domain admins. The permissions are predefined for these. So you don't have to tell, okay, what. Just say, okay, part of this group. So let's see, and these are common, so they will be available. So these are the one you want to hit or try to get access to. Users of this group have administrative privileges over the entire domain, so everything in the network. By default, they can administer any computer on the domain, including the domain controllers, so the main big boss, the root servers. Server operators, users in this group can administer domain controllers, but they cannot change any administrative group permission. So basically, if I'm added to this one, I can't change who can be an admin, who can have access to domain controllers or not. I can have access to domain controller, but I can't change who may or may not. Whereas in the domain admins, they can remove, they can add members who can have access to the domain controller or this particular group. Backup operators, users in this group are allowed to access any file, ignoring their permissions. So all files are off limits. They are used to perform backups of data on the computers. Makes sense, because if you want to backup, you want to backup even the important ones. Account operators, users in this group can create, modify other accounts in the domain. So maybe probably not the admin ones, but other accounts. Let's say, for example, the developer accounts, accountants account, or like any business marketers, all those guys. Domain users include all existing user accounts. This is where you stand when you, let's say, get access to your computer, or like access to computers on university, school, or as an employee, you get access. Domain computers, basic computers in the company or university. Domain controllers include all existing domain controllers on the domain. So this group is for basically the security principle one, I believe, for machines. All domain controller, all the Active Directory servers on the domain. Nice. You can obtain the complete list of default security groups from Microsoft documentation. Okay, how many are these? Let's have a quick look. How many security groups? Group scope, universal, global, or domain local. So they could be multiple domains, right? And so local to that domain. Because I think Apple or Google and all these have multiple domains and stuff, so might be useful. Print operators, that's the one I want. Able to print my stuff for free. That's some good stuff right there. That's some good things. Able to print anything I like? Hell yeah. Because it's super expensive nowadays. Everything is super expensive. Okay, so Active Directory users and computers. Hopefully you guys got the idea of like the groups, the users, security principle. Security principle is just the technical name for or objects is just the technical name for users, computers who are part of this, right? So Active Directory users and computers. To configure users, groups, and or machines in Active Directory, we need to log into the domain controller and run Active Directory users and computers from the start menu. Okay. Log into the domain controller and run Active Directory. Okay. One second, I have to do is, this one is a bit bigger. Now it's better. So I have to log into the domain controller, run Active Directory users and computers from the start menu. Ghost Gaming, what's up, bro? What's up? What's up? Okay. We finally got our ghost here. Let's do it. Nice. I like it. We got him. Okay. So here is Active Directory users and computers. So interesting thing I want to show. I don't think I can change the font, and that's one of their policies. Give me a minute. I'm in a war zone. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Nice. So I can change these. Not, this is not the one I was wanted. So font settings, or font, make text bigger. Can I change it? Okay, I can change it. Display setting cannot be changed for remote this. That's fine. Oh my god, I accidentally closed the other. Sorry. Okay, so now let's look at the Active Directory users and computers. Sorry if you can't see it very well. I can't do anything. But here, if you see Active Directory basics, THM local, that's our company. We have THM local, the domain controller. And inside that, we have THM, and then sales, we have Christine, Robert, Sophie, Thomas as users, the type. Research and development, we have Bob. Marketing, we have Mark. Management, we have Daniel. And in IT, we have Claire, Mary, Philip. That's good. Okay. And even we have a little bit more information about these ones. Security, domain, local, global, the scope they are talking about. Okay. Good enough to play. Good enough to get started. So we looked at Active Directory users and computers from our screen. Let's see. This will open up a window where you can see the hierarchy of users and computers and groups that exist in the domain. yes, I am able to very well see that. Like I can see like all the sales, all these. I can see computers. There is laptop, Philip laptop, Sophie laptop, Thomas PC, Claire, Daniel server, DB01, so database 01, database 02, and web server web 01. Okay. These objects are organized in organizational units, which are container objects that allow you to classify users and machines. Organizational units are mainly used to define sets of users with similar policing requirements. So basically, the group we were talking about, developer, their role, or in the organization, what department they belong to, what team they belong to, that's organizational unit. The people in the sales department of your organizations are likely to have different sets of policies applied. Sorry, one second. I'm removing this. My ears are hurting. So the people in the sales department of your organizations are likely to have a different set of policies applied than the people in IT. For example, keep in mind that a user can only be part of a single organizational unit. So a person cannot be working in the marketing unit as well as in the developer. Can't happen in the same organization. You can control them as a VP, right, which is basically vice president, but you can't be part of those two. You are part of a higher one. Checking our machine, we can see that there is already an organizational unit called THM with 5 child organization units for the IT, management, marketing, research and development or R&D and sales department. So basically this organization has 5 departments and organizational unit. It is very typical to see organizational units mimic the business structure, which team you are part of or which department you are part of, as it allows for efficiently deploying baseline policies that apply to entire departments. Remember that while this would be expected model, most of the time you can define organizational units arbitrarily. Feel free to right click the THM organizational unit, create a new organizational unit under it called students just for the fun of it. Okay. So if I have these, I'm here at Try Hack Me. I see all my 5 organizational units. Let's right click and see new. Okay. I can create group, contact, computer, printer, user, shared folder. I will create an organizational unit. So what should we name it? Just students? I want to name it hackers. Let's do that. That's more fun. That's more naughty. Naughty. Okay, hackers. Wherever we go, we'll leave a trace. If you open any organizational unit, you can see the users they contain and perform simple tasks like creating, deleting, or modifying them as needed. You can also reset the passwords if needed. Pretty useful for help desk because like people forget passwords, so this is where you go and do it. Reset password, disable the account somebody left them or left that or went for vacations or whatever. Add to a group, move to another organizational unit, copy, send email, which is nice. Okay, all tasks. I can tell you from my experience, a lot of time my account has been disabled while I was a student. I can't give you the reasons because you guys will do it 100% and then I will be in trouble. Okay, you probably noticed already there are other default containers apart from the THM organizational units. These containers are created by Windows automatically to contain the following. Built-in, contain default groups available to any Windows host. So let's see what's in built-in. So basically these are the groups which are part of every single Windows one. These are the ones I say, right? Like predefined groups. Event logger, guest is you probably have seen guest all the time in your computer. performance monitor, RDS, endpoint servers. Is this the same RDS which I think? No, probably not. So remote desktop one. Okay. Remote desktop users, remote management users, user simply, backup, administrator, domain admins should be there here too, right? Endpoint. Try using Control Shift 1 to make the icons big. Okay, Control Shift 1. Can I? Doesn't. Oh wait, maybe I can do this. Keyboard. Control Shift 1. Nope. Are you sure? Maybe. No. Nope. Oh wait, something worked. Oh, something opened up? No. Something else opened up in the back. This is the only one that worked. That is bigger. Everything else is so small, man. Options. Yeah, because it's remote desktop. So the way I looked at it is, if you go on fonts, right? Font settings. Oh no, it's not font settings. Font. Make text size bigger. So if you go, like, maximum one I can make is this one, but if I want to display scaling settings that can be changed from, that can't be changed for remote. There are certain settings for different apps I can't change, which is kind of really pain in the butthole. I wish I could make icons bigger in remote. Is it hard to see? Like, is it very hard to see? Display config. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Where I tried looking, it didn't work last time too. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. So built-in default groups, which we talked about, like the guest, users, domains, domain controllers, admin, backup operators, stuff like that. Computers, any machine joining the computer will be put in here by default. You can move them if needed. Okay. So we have computers, we have the laptop, PC, servers we checked. Domain controllers, the big one, default organizational unit that contains the domain controllers in your network. This is a good one to look into. So AB basic, there is one domain controller. Default first site name. Okay. Users, default users and groups that apply to a domain wide context. So this will be to everyone in this domain. This is to everyone in this domain. All these users will have certain common functionality. For example, they might have a username, password, a name itself, like they all have a name. Default things. Manage service account holds accounts used by services in your Windows domain. So let's look. Manage service accounts. We don't have any. Okay. Security groups versus organizational units. You are probably wondering why we have both groups and organizational units. While both are used to clarify users and computers, their purpose are different. Entirely different. Organizational units are handy for applying policies to users and computers, which include specific configurations that pertain to sets of users depending on their particular role in the enterprise. Handy for applying policies to users and computers, which includes specific configuration that pertain to a set of users. Okay. Remember, a user can only be a member of a single organizational unit at a time. The marketing versus developer example I gave, as it wouldn't make sense to try apply two different set of policies to a single user. Security groups, on the other hand, are used to grant permissions over resources. For example, you will use groups if you want to allow some user to access a shared folder or a network printer. A user can be part of many groups, which is needed to grant access to multiple resources. So, if you guys don't understand, give me 1 second because I didn't understand completely either. 1 second. So, organization unit are handy for applying policies to users and computer. Okay, got it. Okay. Specific configuration that pertain to set of users. Okay, okay, makes sense, kind of. So, two things we have. Two things. First is policies, and policies could be how often they can set up their password, or like for how many days they can set up. So every password needs to change within 90 days. Let's say, for example, this is like example, right? Because a lot of companies have this. So 90 days password change policy. Inside the organization, inside the building, they can access. Inside the building only they can access. Versus groups. In groups we have, can they have access to a particular thing? So can they have access to, let's say, a shared folder, let's say SharePoint, or any software, basically resources, any software, right? Can they access this computer? So you want to change, okay, policies, all the users have to do this, but building they can access. Let me make it cleaner. In building only access to PC. So if you want to access a personal computer, it has to be inside the building or a laptop, right, to access them. But a group could be, hey, inside this computer which they have access to in the building, what all softwares are present, what all things you can do, or inside, or SharePoint, or like can they access cloud, those things. So one is policies, second is resources. And I can be, let's say I can be a virtual, I can be a vice president accessing, I have to change my policies in 90 days, but I can have access to all the computers in the world or all in the organization. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe we can even ask Perplexity a little bit. Let's see. Hacking. Explain difference between organizational units and security groups in AD, like I am a 5-year-old. Oh no, not 5-year. University grad, because then we won't be able to access, or we won't get like proper terms. Okay, let's see what this guy says for us. In Active Directory, organizational unit and security groups serve different purposes, but both help manage users and resources effectively. What they are: organization units like folders, containers, or containers within Active Directory. Purpose to organize groups, organize and group users, computers, and other resources managed by structure of your organization, such as by department. So when they are inside, like in the organizational unit, I can even have certain computers, right? Okay, this computer will have access to, for example, let's say financial data, right, on the local. Then I can say, okay, this one is only accessible by business people, business department. That's good to know now. Okay, You might have a organizational unit for students, another for faculty, another for staff, primarily used to apply policies like password rules, software installation with softwares to install, or they should be allowed to install, to specific set of users. Okay. Security groups, basically to grant access, what files they can access, what folders, printers and stuff. Library access, all users have access to university's library server. Okay. Security groups do not reflect organizational structure and are flat by nature. So there is no, are there hierarchy? Flat, cannot nest for structure. Okay. That's good to know. So I can have a security group. If a user is part of two different security groups, it will get access to both of them. Which group normally administrates all computers and resources in a domain? These are going to be interesting to remember. But okay, so I'll give you guys a minute to answer these. So I'll just read over them. Which groups normally administer? Yes, that was pretty fast. Thank you, Ram. Domain admins. What would be the name of the machine account associated with machine name Tom PC? Remember one thing, this is, I copy pasted this, Tom PC with a $sign. That's like kind of the convention, which we can change, I believe. Suppose our company creates a new department for quality assurance. What type of containers should we use to group all quality assurance users so that policies can be applied consistently to them? Important thing, policies is used. Policies. So that would be organizational unit. Yes, sir. Units. Thank you, Shriram. Beautiful. Okay. We are taking our time, but I'm happy because we are learning at least slowly. Managing users in Active Directory. First task as a new domain administrator is to check the existing Active Directory. So AD is short for Active Directory, organizational units and users, as some recent changes have happened to the business. You have been given the following organizational chart and expected to make changes to the Active Directory to match it. So we have Daniel as the general manager. So let's go one by one. So Daniel, let's see, users. Oh, not here. We have Daniel in the management, makes sense. Okay. General manager in the management. If you guys can see at the very top here, his group is mentioned, or his, what's this called, organizational unit is mentioned very well. Next, we have Mark from marketing. Perfect name. Mark for marketing. Hack for hacking. So marketing, we have Mark. Yes, sir. Sales, we have Sophie and Thomas. Sales director, sales rep. Okay. Let's see. Sophie. We don't have the description, I believe. Address. So you can see THM. Okay. Sophie at THM local. So they didn't give him member of. So I don't think they gave her the description. Sales director. We have Sophie and Thomas. I don't know who Robert and Christine are. So that's fine. Then we have Philip, Mary and Claire. IT support, server admin, domain admin. The big person. So let's go to IT. Claire, Mary, Philip. Yes, sir. Deleting extra organizational unit and users. First thing you need to notice, you should notice that there is an additional department organizational unit in your current Active Directory configuration that doesn't appear in the chart. So we have, when reorganization happens in a company, which is another way of them saying, hey, we are firing a lot of people, but we want to look good in front of the public, so we are going to reorganize. Something like that, right? That's what they do. We have been told it was closed due to budget cuts, well, and should be removed from the domain. If you try to right click and delete the organizational unit, you will get the following error. So let's say research and department is gone. So if we delete it, let's see what we get. Are you sure you want to delete this? Yes. You do not have sufficient privileges to delete research and development, or this object is protected from accidental deletion. Two things. Either I don't have privileges, but I do. I'm the admin. So second one is probably probably more likely, accidental deletion. So let's look at this group itself. Properties managed by Complus partition set, nothing. Okay. Refresh, rename, view. Okay, all tasks. One good reason could be because Bob is also part of it, so maybe we can delete Bob first. Let's see if this is the reason. By default, organization units are protected against accidental deletion. Okay, to delete organization unit, we first need to enable advanced features in the view menu. Okay, why there is accidental deletion is like a extra switch, so that let's say you don't delete accidentally something. Happens even specifically in cloud when you have, if I have been a DevOps engineer, right? So I have put these additional delete protection check marks while setting up databases, particular important servers or important things. There is large icons in view. Oh, nice. This one, only this one got large. Oh wait, hold up. Let's see. Can we make anything? No. View large icons. This is the max. This is hilarious. Yo, but a good thing is at least I can see number 3 against your name now, which is really good. That's hilarious. Windows being Windows, am I right? Okay, so view, we have advanced features. You will see this all the time. Advanced features, and then things have changed interestingly. Now I want to go in organizational unit. So first I will go in THM. Then I go in research. Let's say delegate control. Okay. Delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, why not? Okay. Didn't work. Let's read more. This will show you some additional containers and enable you to disable, or basically will help us disable the accidental deletion protection. To do so, right click on organizational unit, go to the properties. You will find a checkbox in the object tab to disable protection. What's that? Actual users above the age of 18 can only have 3 batches. I'm 17 right now. I went to the settings and changed it. Oh wow, I had no idea. Oh, actually users above the age of 18 only. That's interesting. I see these XPs too. I don't know what to do with the XP. Send super chat, super stickers. I have no idea. Okay, but I will try to understand. Maybe I can give some more roles, and I want to learn about these XPs. Maybe I can learn, and whoever, by the end of the month, whoever has the most XPs will get a free, what's this called? You type more in chat, yeah. But I was thinking if I can, if there is a way I can get every month I can get total XPs of everyone. Probably what I can do is create the more chats you do, the more XP you have, and you will get a free month of Try Hack Me or Hack the Box. For this month it is going on, that's for sure. And Rabbit has been killing it from past 2 weeks. The basic is our XP will increase and your rank gets increased. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to just keep doing this. Based on your XP will increase and your rank get increase. Yeah. So now let's go back to right click on organizational unit and do this. So right click on the organizational unit. Hack the box premium. Yeah. Based on your XD. Yeah. So I'm thinking I will do this. It's very easy to do, and I would love to help. Right, $10 won't be that bad. So we go to object, protect object from accidental deletion. HTTP gold. The interface for HTTP is 100%. Hack the box I loved, and honestly, I think I've said this before too. But Hack the box is where I started, so I love Hack the box. It all started there, lads. It all started there. So now. Oh, by the way, people who didn't were enjoying this match, but we can't stream. Hack the box, you can stream. Actually, I got what's this called? A strike on my. You can stream, but only the retired ones, and the ones I stream was not retired, so I got a strike on my YouTube channel for the first time. And they said good part about the Hack the Box. Employees or whoever, Mitch particularly, he replied within 20 minutes mentioning that once I have to take them down, right, or I have to just unpublish them, I can publish them later, and they will remove the strike once the machine is retired. Very, very lovely community and great people. They are Hack the Box. I love that. I love them. So I will give like subscription to whoever has the most XPs and stuff. So that'll be good. But yes, so we have research and development. We went there, object, removed our protection, applied, and then okay. So let's delete now. Delete, and let's see. Object research and development contains other objects, basically the Bob. Are you sure you want to delete object research and development at and all of the objects it contains? Use delete subtree server control. But Hack the Box CTF, one second, CTF rooms are hard points to be noted. Yeah, because if you don't know, I think there is job boards in Hack the Box. No, not that's my website. So in Hack the Box, you have job boards, enterprise platform, start learning. Where is it? Practice and hands-on labs probably. So you have, let it run. So if we go here, I think there is job board here, right? And I'm eligible for this senior penetration tester. I don't think I'm eligible, but you guys can apply, right? Based on like, let's say only guru level or this elite hacker, pro hacker. So based on these penetration tester, hacker and above preferred and stuff like that. So that's why. Oh, AWS hires from here. That's nice. It is better, yeah. That's a good way to say it, honestly. I like that. That's a good one to say. THM is cheaper, but like, yeah, Hack the Box is interesting. And yeah, Hack the Box is where I started to, and I love Hack the Box in that term. The reason I'm going with Try Hack Me, because Try Hack Me is more beginner friendly. And it's more comfortable for a beginner like me who is like just 1 year into the game, and I want to like learn more. Probably by the end of or probably by next year around this time, you will see more. What's that? Content is much better. Yeah, with their AI content we were looking, it was pretty good. Yeah, loved it. Loved the content there. Oh yeah. Their UI is sick. It's 10 times better than, like, their UI is sick as hell. I feel like you know more than enough to be called as a beginner. Really? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I don't know. I think at least like if if I'm able to hit all the easy machines on try hack me, then I will say okay, I'm not a beginner anymore. I will say I'm more of a script kiddler or at least something. But I want to hit those points and yeah, be something. I feel like I want to hit those points. It's just more like my personal satisfaction. I'm like a kind of a greedy person, I guess, or like person with high expectations. So need to hit those points, and that's what you will see. You are witnessing a world class future DefCon player in place. You will see every day persistence. You will see me do it. But yeah, okay, thank you so much for the kind words, though. I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go back. Be sure to uncheck the box and try deleting the organizational unit again. You will be prompted to confirm that you want to delete the organizational unit, and as a result, any user groups or organizational units under it will also be deleted. So basically, any other, like in research and development, we can have AI research development team that will also be deleted, or all the users inside it as well, and even the computer's service accounts and stuff. After deleting extra organizational unit, you should notice that some of the departments, the users in the Active Directory group, don't match the ones in our organizational chart. Create and delete users as needed to match them. Okay, so let's do that. So let's do yes. Now let's go to users and see. I want to go list one, or details one, actually might be better. And what it said here, you would notice that some of the departments, the users in the Active Directory, don't match the ones in your organizational chart. Okay, so we can delete the users. That's what it's saying. So if we go to, let's say, sales, Robert is not needed. We can delete this guy. Christine, not needed. A lot of time people would rather go like as disable than delete. For me, if you know how to use curl, all the curl flags, then you are not a beginner. Oh, thank you. Bro, you know my favorite curl one? Actually, I can give you an example. My favorite curl flags are KV. Help me big time in finding one of the issues with the server. That's just my right there. That's like where I love. That's why I go to flag a lot of time. So delegations, big word. One of the nicest things you can do in Active Directory is to give specific users some control over some organizational units. This process is known as delegation, and also you want to also you want to grant users specific privileges to perform advanced tasks on organizational units without needing a domain administrator to step in. Oh, wait, hold up. This process is known and allows you to grant users specific privileges to perform advanced tasks on units without needing a domain administrator. Okay, yes. So let's say, for example, if sales, I am the vice president of sales, I will get these privileges so I can perform certain actions. One of the most common use cases for this is granting IT support the privilege to reset other low privilege users' passwords. According to our organizational chart, Philip is in charge of IT support. So we would probably want to delegate or give the control of resetting passwords over the sales, marketing, and management organizational units to him. Nice. Okay. For this example, we will delegate control over the sales organizational unit to Philip. The delegate control over to delegate control over an organizational unit, you can right click and select delegate. How many of you use, like, I know Rabbit has used Active Directory to hack, but have you guys used Active Directory to manage, just to play around, understand things work? Okay, but we'll go to IT till then. We have Philip. Okay, first we go to sales. Let's say delegate control. Welcome to your delegation. Yep, IT support can change most people's password using RPC client. One of the flags I found during CTF. Oh, okay. Nice. That's dope. Select users. So I will add object type is this. Enter the object name to select. Okay. I want to give. No, I have to give it to this. Okay. Enter the object name. So Philip maybe. Okay. An object Philip cannot be found. Okay, so go back. Cancel, cancel. That's interesting that you have played with it too. That's good to know. I know who to contact now. So account name, let's see. Account Philip. Oh, THM Philip. I have to give THM/Philip. Okay. And that's what they want us, right? Delegate control opens a new window. To avoid mistyping the user's name, write Philip and click check names button. Windows will autocomplete the user. Okay. Okay. So if I go to sales again, delegate control, next, selected user, Philip. Okay, so if I go and check names, okay, is there 2L? Yeah, 2L. Check names. Okay, now it did it. Dude, this is so AI. We need AI. Okay, click OK for the next step, and the following options will come. So next, create, delete, manage user accounts. No, password change. Reset user's password and force password change at next logon. Modify policies. Create, generate policies for logging, planning, and stuff. No, just this one we wanted to give. So Philip will get, excuse me, it's 1:30 in the morning. Reset user password and force users to change at the next logon. Finish. Okay, let's see. They wanted us to do that, right? Yeah, reset password. Click next a couple of times, and now Philip should be able to reset passwords for any user in the sales department. Beautiful. While you would probably want to repeat these steps to delegate the password reset of marketing and management departments, we'll leave it here for this task. You are free to continue configure the rest of the organizational unit if you desire. So basically, if you want, whatever you want to do, do it. They are saying you can manage your own organization. Now let's use Philip's account to try and reset Sophie's password. Here are Philip's credentials for you to log in via RDP. Okay, so the reason I'm using this, because a lot of people won't have virtual thing set up, virtual box setup. So I will go and search for RDP. Look where RDP might be. Others maybe. Bloodhound, Arjun, Medusa. Okay. Programming. System tools. Where is RDP, man? They should have RDP somewhere already on the desktop. CLI. I have to go CLI. I thought. Oh wait, system. Okay, I guess I have to go. Free RDP, I think. That's the name of the account. This is so nice with Linux. I can increase the font to whatever the hell I want. Via RDP, so we have to go up for certain information. I don't need administrator. I just need the IP. Okay. So we'll do that. Add 1R. RDP free. Yeah, that's the one. X free RDP3. Okay, apt install X free. Oh, and now I remember. Last time I did it was on my virtual desktop. That's why I was like, should be here. So thank you so much for the name, Rabbit. Found. I have 3, so you can use normal ones too. Oh, okay. Nice. So I have to give certain information with the flags. File option server with the port. Okay. I have to give, let's say, username. Where do I give it? The username. Okay, like here. -u, John Doe, blah, blah, blah. And then IP address with the port. Okay. -u and -p. Oh, sorry. /u. It would be Philip. This is a nice one to, like, play around and getting comfortable with Active Directory. It's slow and nice. Okay, I don't mind this at all. Philip. Password would be clear. Clear 2008. Okay, CLAIRE 2008. And how you give it? -v. Okay. We can't see commands. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for mentioning. Okay. Are you able to see now? Is it better? -v and the IP address. Awesome. Thank you for mentioning. I keep like forgetting to remember this. Oh, can I? Oh, it's located in Europe. Okay, cool. Okay, and port will be, what is RDP port? Oh, they mentioned it probably here. RDP port 54 something, I remember. 3389. Okay. I don't have to mention the port? I thought I did. Okay. Oh, X3 RDP. Okay, beautiful. Thanks, boss. Okay, the username and password is incorrect. That's fine. Philip, AB Basics, and Clear 2008. It's just nice to be able to access one machine from the browser, and I'm accessing another machine from there. Stupid as hell. CLAIRE 2000. It just feels weird. I don't know why. Okay, let me just copy this. CLAIRE. I did that. Did I do anything wrong? CLAIRE 2008. That's the one. Okay, it can't take copy paste. CLAIRE 2008. CLAIRE 2008, right? That's good. Why? Oh, it has to be not AD basics. It has to be THM. Oh, I see. So because the main controller, remember, there are different domain controller or like different domains. CLAIRE 2008. Now it should good. Yeah, awesome. Beautiful. I'm very happy you got this. Okay. So now, when connecting to RDP with this as username, to specify you want to log in using user Philip on the THM domain. While you may be tempted to go to Active Directory, yeah, woo! While you may be tempted to go to Active Directory users and computers to try and test Philip's new powers, he doesn't really have the privileges to open it. So you have to use other methods to do password resets. So we can't open Active Directory and users and computers. In this case, we will be using PowerShell to do it. So set Active Directory account password, name of the person or the account Sophie, reset new password, read host as secure string, prompt new password verbose. Okay, dude, this new password is whatever, performing the operation. Okay, so let's do this way. Let's go to PowerShell. I can increase the font, so that's a good thing. So if I go default or property, sorry, cursor size, this font, so hopefully this is much better for you guys. And can I do this a little? No, I can't increase, make it go left more. Okay. So we have no copy pasting allowed, which is very bad. I don't want to type the whole thing. Set Active Directory account password, blah, blah, blah. Why I can't paste anything? Okay, now I can. Okay, right click. So set Active Directory account password, Sophie, reset new password, read host, dynamic resolution plus keyboard to make copy pasting work. Oh, okay. Nice. I'll do that. New password. What should we name the new password, lads? Yeah, it works. I think just have to right click first and it works, which is interesting. So what should we, oh, cool. You want me to name that as the new password? Okay. The password does not meet the length complexity. Okay. Should we name the password as I knew you were saying cool to the copy paste, but I thought, you know what, that's a good password. Let's put it that way. Let's just name it Sen or Hello World 1. No complexity stuff, blah blah blah. Okay, so now how about we name it Clear 2008? CLAIRE 2008. Verbose, performing operation this on target. Local domain is THM, organizational unit THM, organization unit sales DC. Okay. CN, so account name will be this. Operation was performed successfully. Since we wouldn't want Sophie to keep on using a password we know, we can also force a password reset on the next login for the following command. Set Active Directory user, change password at login true, set the value as true, identify Sophie verbose. Verbose is one of the best things. Makes life easy. It is talkative. I like it. No. So let's clear everything. Now let's go to this. Active Directory user, change password on login, true and stuff. So let's do this. It did set it as true. So whenever login will happen, it will she will has to change the password. It will turn off automatically. When connecting via RDP, THM Sophie as the user to specify you want to log in using user Sophie, right, in this domain. Flag found on Sophie's desktop. Process of granting privileges to a user over organizational unit and other Active Directory objects is called. So this is the answer you guys have to give. This is the answer I will give. I'll get you. I want to see if as a user as an admin, can I play with it a bit more? One sec. Can I see the desktop of somebody else? Okay, can't go to network. Users, Sophie. Hell, I do have permission. Okay. Let's see if I can get myself permission to do this. I am admin. Administrator. Move task properties. Disable account. No. Let's see what properties. Do you know how I can give myself more privileges? Member of administrator, domain admins. So admin. Okay. Okay, I'm already member of these. Okay, never mind. Password, dial in, organizational, journal. How to view others' desktop content. With check who are you? Who am I? Privileges. Okay. I'm the administrator, right? Aren't I? Ain't I? PowerShell. Let's increase the font first. I think 28 is good enough. Nope. Oh. Okay, 36 it is. No. Okay, hold up. Sorry, lads. I need to make sure. What is PowerShell ISC versus the other ones? Oh, this is the editor ones. Oh, okay, where I can create scripts and stuff. Okay. PowerShell, simple one. Properties. Okay, now it's good. So now if I go who am I, privileges, information, privilege names, set, increase this. State enabled ones are debug program. So what do I do with this privilege name and basically the things I have? Who am I all? Okay. Privilege name, information. Okay. Group name. So I'm administrator. SID is this. Okay. Well-known group. Everyone. Administrator. Remote desktop user. Remote. There should be like basically a command which I should be able to get one of the from here. You have a cell impersonate privilege which you can abuse to get anti-authority administrator. Okay, cell where is it? Oh, cell impersonate image. Okay, impersonate a client after authentication. Okay, so anti authority administrator. Which I think is out of the scope for this block, but yes, that's how you check for privilege escalation. Okay, so let's say if now I have set impersonate privilege in as active directory domain admin. How can I get access to another user's? You can use God Potato or print spoofer. What is print spoofer and God Potato? Based on history of potato privilege, pinging of rotten potato at the end of this. Okay. Okay. Testing. And what is? I have never used these ones. You are saying juicy potato will work too, and I'm like, what is juicy potato? That's why I'm saying I'm a beginner, man. You come in, print some names, and I'm like, what is going on? Abusing impersonating privilege. Oh, okay, this is the one. To system by abusing set impersonate. Okay. Star this guy. Usage. Okay. -h. Spawn a system process interact. But can't I just like use one command to be able to access Sophia's one, or do I have to go through the privilege escalation process? Do I have to go through like the whole process of like going up the hill? Understand, have to do privilege escalation, I guess. Okay. If you have set as an active directory domain, your goal is to access another user's. You have several powerful options due to your elevated privileges. Here's the approach. Understand how this works. Another authenticated user as a system. Okay. Depends how much access you have. Okay. Broader. Okay. Steps to access. Direct access to the file. Net use victim's machine. Okay. Then navigate to user. Okay. Remote execution. The that makes sense though. Like there must be other ways, right? I'm just not able to. The file is on the same server. Like I'm not able to. Okay, print spoofer exe. Okay, so download. Let's download print spoofer. So what, for print spoofer, I have to download this whole code. For more information, go here, usage, exe.h. For help, spawn a system process and interact with it. Okay. Where's the exe of this guy? This whole thing is exe, right? Possibly out of the scope of this, you have to transfer the executable binary exe to Windows machine that use print spoofer. Okay. Can I first ping? Okay, let's see if I can ping. I have access to internet. Okay, this is the other account. So let me just ping from here. Ping 8.8.8.8. Because I don't want to copy paste executables. Okay. I can't have access to internet. Okay. But does not always use always always work. Always we have to have other ways like God potato, juicy potato in the last. Okay. And you want to try this? How about this? We try this one. If it doesn't work, we'll directly go to Sophie and even look into your potato one, God potato. Let's do that way, right? Sophie. Let's do that way. But I want to try. This is like where learning will be. This is like the last task. After this, I probably want to go to sleep because it's way too late for me. Reopen the file opener now as admin and browse the file folder directly. Okay. 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 What is the name? What is the meaning of this in a icaclus? Okay, it got success for everything. Oh, I have access to now flag.txt. Now owned by this user. So I have access. Let me just restart File Explorer. You check for privilege for a specific file and folder and grant permission. Oh, okay. So let's say if I go cat C drive / users, then I go Sophie, then I go flag. Oh, Sophie desktop. Flag.txt. Okay, thanks for contacting support. So we got that. Nice. And this is nice to know. Okay, in calculus, I'm taking your one. Look into and what was the last one? Print spoofer. Yeah, we got it though. This is nice. That's why I was wondering. I was like, we have domain privilege. We should be able to access some way. It's interesting. File Explorer is not allowing us, but we technically got what we wanted. Hopefully, even with this was not necessary. I thought hopefully you guys learned something or it was interesting at least. Got some smiles after hacking. Everything you need, I sent you that. Oh, thank you so much, boss. Thanku. Can you send it in the main one too? Like in the main, maybe just general chat somewhere so that other people can access to. That'll be great. Thank you. Because I don't want to paste it because it's your, it's your information. I don't want to take the credit. I don't want that. Okay, so this one I want the answer though. Process of granting privileges to a user over some or organizational unit and other Active Directory object is called. Starts with a D. Please, I want an answer. I would like an answer. Duh, who cares? It's all over the internet, not mine. Okay. Nah, still though, means a lot. Irrigation. Oh man, I learned a lot stuff to catch up. Dude, don't worry. Shriram, trust me. It is overwhelming, but trust me, it's like I learned to. I just AI used AI right for this. Now I have to go back and like look into this. Good part is I will be able to create a better now like with this I'm able to create better notes and I can send that over so it's easy to go over them. But it's learning. It's starting is hard, but one day you and I are on the same page. Rabbit is just on a whole different chapter. We are just starting in our chapter 1 or chapter 2. He is like on chapter 30, 40 something. Guy's about to give his OSCP. So all the best, Rabbit. Again, a very, very all the best. I really want to hear some really beautiful news tomorrow. Or Monday, actually, I will come back. Not Monday, actually. Sorry, yes. I forgot to tell you guys. I will try to come on Sunday online, late night, this timing. But I won't be able to come on Monday and Tuesday because my parents are coming. They are coming to Canada for the first time. So I'm going to get them in a different city and I'm going to come them. So sorry. I will be online through Discord. I might be like, showing you guys some interesting stuff. Will be in a different city. Yeah, it will be like after 8 years. The first time in 8 years they are coming to Canada. They will be living here, and I wanted to do that for a long time. Took a long time, lots of efforts. So sorry, I won't be available for streaming on Monday and Tuesday, but will be on Sunday, my Sunday night, so your Monday morning. And but I will be coming often. I will be trying to do more hacking. I will be trying to cover more stuff. And yeah, that's all. And I want to hear some beautiful news, Rabbit, on Monday. I also want to be an NRI. I have no idea. I can help you with that. That's one thing I can talk to you about very well. And I can tell you the mistakes I made, which you should not make. Yeah, you got this, bro. You got this, Rabbit. You got this. I 100% know you got this. You are a very smart dude, man. You are a very smart dude. You got this. Yeah, now it's better. But yeah, like you got this, bro. I'm very much sure you will kill it. And Shriram, we can chat. Like I can talk to you about my journey in Canada, the mistakes I have seen other people make, the mistakes I have made, and things to do and not to do. So if you want, like I would be happy to help. And biggest reason I came to Canada is because of the privilege, not privilege, this quota system, reservation. So yeah. Yeah, 100%. We can have Sundays are more like those type of days where we instead of doing, so my Sunday, your Monday morning is more those type of days where we go over some videos, some articles, some news that came over the last week and just do reactions. So you can ask me any questions. I will be very upfront about them. And if you find something very interesting, like the one who shared, I forgot who shared. But if you want to share something, this is one of the best places to go. This is the Reddit page I started of myself. You can share anything here and we will look. So I haven't watched this one yet by Idor, but I will be watching it on Monday with everyone. So this is such an interesting one. I got hacked as a security expert. So we will be watching that video. I don't know if you're on Reddit, but if you can, that will be great if you can post that on there. But if not, still we will watch it. And if there is any news you want me to cover, a video you want me to watch, feel free to put it here. And even questions, any questions you have, full on Q&A session, all open book. Okay, so hope you guys have a great weekend. 2 a.m. for me, so I have to go to sleep. and relax a bit over the weekend so I don't get burned out. But thank you so much, lads. Thank you so much for amazing week. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. Like, you have no idea. Thank you for making my dream come true. Thank you. Nighty night, bro. All the best. Yeah, and we'll celebrate next week. And best of luck. Jai Shri Ram. Hope everything goes well, right? You got this. And just take the blessing of your parents before starting the exam. Okay. All the best. Good night. Have a great day. Bye, Shri Ram. Good night. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Radhesham. Good night. Have a good one. Peace out. Like usual, as we do the ending. Bye. Bye, everyone. All the best. Have a good day. Thank you. Love you all.